Right, so we're back for the 2023 season. Kaos Seagrave and I'm now a free rider for FMD Racing.
Each night I pray, I don't wake up. I give my love to which you could. Each night I pray, I don't wake up. I give my love to which you could.
So my main difference is I don't need to race World Cups anymore. So just gonna have some fun, making some videos, doing some events, and yeah, just seeing what I can do.
Kaos and Joe spent 9 days in the Utah desert on their own with a Can-Am, shovels, water and snacks, and built Kaos's dream line.
Front page of the news, got me feeling like I'm loose. I wanna be free.
Yeah, the whole Vowels thing was sick. Like I got to go to Utah for the first time, just dug and rode with Joe and then filmed, and we were pretty happy with what we got.
Bad side, the constant fight to act right. All of my bad vibes locked inside of
To build an entire line fresh and then ride it and create a good enough edit to put out on Canyon. It's a challenge for sure.
Like most of what we rode, we built, but then we just retouched some of the stuff that was already built there, because you go to Utah and there's literally everything's already there. You just gotta like water it up and maybe reshape, like just retouch it.
Utah is basically the freeride mountain bike mecca. That's where basically freeride mountain biking began, and that is the be-all and end-all of mountain bike locations.
It's freeride heaven out there. I don't know, it's always been, since like the early 2000s, it's been somewhere where like rampages, and then you just want to go out there and do what they do.
Blessed, I'm not blessed. Yeah, we feel the stress. Yeah. If I did not meet with my team, I'd...
Yo! Sick!
Fuck yeah!
If that's not in the edit, I'll kill you.
All right.
So how my schedule looks like this year is basically, it's got just fun stuff really.
Darkfest is basically the biggest jumps on the planet. That's it. It is the biggest jumps on the planet in one continuous line.
Darkfest time, one bit I look forward to quite a bit. Like you're going into it, you're like, yeah, it's Darkfest. You're there with 20 of the best riders and coolest people I know. New handshake for this week, it's just a nutty P handshake.
Nutty P. Just endless epicness keeps getting thrown down, and yeah, Kaos is definitely up there with the steez and the getting a few tricks in the bag, which is cool to see.
You're just there riding the biggest jumps in the world and having the time of your life.
I think what sets Darkfest aside from a lot of the other events is the scale of it. It's bonkers.
And you normally just do trains, like whoever's lapping the most, by then you're just like, oi, go on, let's have a lap. Because it's cool to session, but then once you start doing T2Bs at Darkfest, oh God, it's hard to stop.
So Kaos was already one of the most stylish and flawless riders out there, but how he's progressing in his first year as a full-time freeride athlete is exceptional, dude. Seeing him be able to dedicate an entire year So the riding that he wants to do is showing, and we're just going to see a continued and developed incredible rider in Kaos.
Like, I don't know, I just feel a bit more comfy on my bike and comfier doing the bigger stuff. Like, I was comfy with it before, but if I tried like a free on the big jump, I'd be like, oh my God, I'm doing it. Like, I'm still like that to start with, but then once I do it, I'm like, ah, there we go. Yeah. And then that's it. So that's where I can see the improvement, because I'm just doing a lot more of everything. And I'm learning some new tricks now, like some tricks that I never thought I would, because I didn't have the time. Like, I've always wanted to do it, and now I can, and that's what's good about it. So I can just put time into my riding. And
it's funny because Kaos always wanted to be world champion, and he only started doing like tricks in a way when we moved here. Kaos is exactly where he belongs now, you know. I think it's such a shame that he couldn't do the racing, but because he definitely is fast enough and is good enough. But when you lose the love for it and you put that much pressure on yourself and you end up not enjoying it, there's just no point. So, but yeah, I think he's thriving and it's nice. He's nicer to be around now, so for me it's a win-win. But what I like is he has stayed true to himself with his style. He's not tried to go overboard with tricks or stuff. A lot of like free riders that are ex-slope stylers and that obviously throw the bike around a lot, but I feel like some people just have a timeless style that will just never go out of date, and I feel like Kaos is one of those people.
You know, I think Kaos has also had to grow up a lot this year. He's had to sort of stuff himself out. He's had to go through stuff with Elliot, and they've sorted out budgets to do certain things and with a travel budget. And I know it's kind of, to all of us, it's life. But you know, he's lived a race of life since he was pretty much 14, and ultimately I'm not in charge of all of his contracts, his travel. It's all on his own shoulders. And when he comes and tells me that he's had to pay £500 for a Ryanair flight, we all laugh at him. You know, he's learning, and it's great to see. And there is more of a maturity about him, and there's more of a maturity about his riding as well.
freeride life is lovely. Like, just riding loads and making cool shit, and then going to do cool shoots. Yeah, I'm loving it. Just happy chaos. I always used to watch edits when I was a kid, and I just wanted to go out after. I like making edits for me, even for me to watch it and be like, oi, go on, that was actually quite good, and then makes you want to go out and ride your bike.
Unhinged came from the big decision that Kaos made to step away from racing and focus more on freeride. We thought that the biggest way to announce this as such was to do an athlete project, to do an athlete edit, and there we go. Now we're on to number 2.
Told me I'm the wave, like I'm way out and see. I know some real ones turn state, ain't no way I could be out here living like the villain, only way up for me. Moving out.
Building the downhill section, and as you can see, it's a lovely Welsh weather. So last year, the summer was amazing. This time, obviously way more involved with the building and everything else, so it took a bit longer, and I was away so much for events and shoots here and there. So I always had to leave and come back, and Wales decided to have the worst year of its life for summer.
It's September now, third block of filming, so we've done about 3 weeks already, and we've just been so unlucky with the weather.
Wales has failed. Normally there's a saying, Wales never fails, but Wales has failed this year. I think me and Joe did we've done 5 weeks now of filming, and in those 5 weeks we've had like 5 days of filming.
Woo! Slippery.
Yeah, it is a passion project at the end. Like, I get, luckily I do have some help from sponsors. Like I said, it's a bit longer than what we anticipated. Obviously you have to prolong everyone being here and re-digging, getting some more stuff. I just want to get it out there for everyone to want to go out and ride their bikes after.
Red Bull Hardline is the racetrack, the event that pushes the world's best downhillers outside their comfort zone.
We have the most difficult downhill course in the world. that mixes the most technical parts of downhill with the biggest features of freeride. So, which is brutal. It's really, really gnarly and shakes the boots of everyone there, and at the same time allows them to prove themselves as well. It really is suited to Kaos. It is an event he absolutely loves, and yeah, he could do incredibly well.
Last year, after doing the on-off, had a crash on it. Still the mark now, there's like a little divot in the landing.
I mean, for Kaos, I think it's the perfect event. He is the epitome of the free racer, right? I mean, he's raced, but he's actually better at jumping. That's why he's given up racing to a point, or at least given up World Cup racing. And you know, this isn't like a World Cup race. This is for like 30 riders and women now that are up for tackling the biggest, the most progressive track there is on the planet.
Around 2019, when I'd just come off the back of a load of World Cup wins, I was on a high, super confident. My athlete manager at Red Bull approached me and came to me with the idea of possibly riding Hardline. Since the moment I got asked, I really wanted to bring a group of girls because I thought there were a few that could have come along with me. When I approached the girls, first I wanted to make sure that we had a really good group of riders, well-rounded riders from different backgrounds and disciplines so that we could all come together. I made sure I told them that there was no pressure for a top to bottom, but what I really didn't want to do is take away anything from the course and its nature. So I didn't want to come in and put easier lines in or chicken lines, or I didn't really want any of that, and after speaking to the girls, they didn't either. It's all just stepping stones and putting things into place for eventually someone to do a top to bottom. Loads of people are on about like the progression of women, this, that and the other. I do think it is grinding some of the girls' gears, especially those that are actually at the forefront of the progression. So going into this, we just really wanted to make sure that Hardline remained Hardline and we didn't make any changes to it or dull it down in any way. Or it's not easy, it's really, really hard. And just because a girl's doing it doesn't make it any easier.
So to see the women ride here, I won't lie, I did wonder what had happened. To see the women tackle them and to see the women be successful it blew my mind actually. It was way above any expectations I had.
It's just gnarly as soon as you drop in, and I think just the vibe today, it's so dark, it's wet and a bit grim, and even like the boys are a bit like, so just off the foot we were kind of scared. Obviously, like I said, when I first got approached, I was definitely keen to be the person that did the top to bottom, and I don't feel the need anymore to be the person to do the top to bottom, but I really want to see that happen, and I really want to try and help where I can and enable that. All we needed was an extra couple of days practice, and I can already see how the girls are getting right into it, and we joined in with the boys today and it was just smooth sailing.
Wonder why we're not riding, eh? I don't think it's rideable today. I'm quite safe in the wind. If it's windy, I don't really want to ride. If I crash because of me, then fine, but if I crash because of wind or something like that, dude, you have that one crash, then you just don't want to do it again, so yeah.
There's no acceptable amount of injury that's okay.
No, even one. I don't want to be in a position where you're all like having to roll the dice every time.
So that's no stress. You're not doing it.
I'll go up now to do back to video.
After we went up for a practice run, just way too windy, and it's just not safe for 30 of us. Like one guy can literally get no wind, and then the guy behind could get literally blown to so it's just not safe. So yeah, we've all decided to not do the race this year. Pretty gutted because the track's insane. Like even in the wet, like honestly, it's insane. So yeah, gutted, and hopefully next year we can do the race and put on a show. And yeah.
Fort William in Scotland.
It's nice, you know, like familiarity.
Yeah, brings the best and the worst out of a lot of different people.
It's like kind of what every rider dreams of winning.
Go for it.
Context, I was doing
You've watched it this far, you know this is how we roll, and we have this sick bike that you can win. So this is a full FMD spec Canyon Torque, size medium and obviously in pink. To enter, all you've got to do is follow the instructions in the description or check out the Canyon Collective and FMD Instagram. Good luck! In the meantime, I'm going to keep us safe.